Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope that you guys are doing what you need to do to be prepared for these troubling times, for what's going on in the world today. So what are we talking about? There's a lot going on today. I am very low information on purpose, but I know the Ukraine thing's still going on. I heard talk about cluster bombs. I heard talk about all this stuff. I heard talk about, a lot of different things going on today. And the grain thing going on. That's why I've been saying, stockpile your grains, your beans, your dry goods, all your food storage. Stuff like this you see up here, that's all dehydrated from my garden and then dry canned, except for these, which are those Augustin Farms buckets or cans from Walmart. So I encourage you guys to get out, to do the things, to keep on prepping. All right, so what am I suggesting maybe that you could improve upon your preparedness right now? Two of the biggest things, I'll probably cover four, so stay tuned. My videos, I pick up steam and my brain works better as I go on. So if you jump off the video really quick, you probably miss the best part. Anyway, number one, what do we always have to do no matter what? What is the most important thing in life other than oxygen, which we can't prep that necessarily? Water. Water is number one. Food is number two. Those two things, and I was kind of combining those as one. That's one thing. Food and water, even though they are separate. I feel that a lot of preppers out there, from what I hear, kind of stuff like that, is that a lot of preppers are not really that well prepared when it comes to water. That's why I say water, 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 water. Do you have to have it all stored on your property? No. What are some of the best things you can do to be better prepared when it comes to water? Well, I'll tell you. First off, yes, stockpile as much as you can on your property, wherever, locations, caches, in your house, in your garage, sheds, whatever. You get what I'm saying. But beyond that, that will run out. Because unless you're really set up, you're not going to be able to store as much water as you will need in a long-term event. You need ways to replenish that water storage. So, one of the most important things I feel is identifying where sources of water are, such as rivers, streams, springs, lakes, ponds, swimming pools, town water towers, municipal water, all those kind of things. Because those are the things that will help you to really survive, to get through whatever it is that's happening. Lakes are great. That's one thing I would love, absolutely love to. Either a large pond or a small lake. I would love to own my own private lake or huge pond. That would be the ultimate, because think about these things. I'm going to go off on a side tangent here. I'll get back to the other stuff also, but this is a really cool idea. So not only do you have unlimited water supply, you almost have unlimited food supply because you can stock it with fish. And people talk about aquaponics and hydroponics. You could literally build raised bed gardening on the pond or on the lake. Yeah, that would be amazing. You could have a floating garden, and then odds are that you wouldn't have to deal with deer and other animals as much. Now, yes, deer can swim, get out to it, I get it. But awesome. And the symbiosis between the fish and the plant life and all that kind of stuff, as well as the water that provides for you guys, that would be awesome. But anyway, I digress. Back to the main topic. Food. Enough said. I don't think I need to talk about that anymore. Stockpile food. But number one, water. All right, let's get into the other things, though, that I feel are right up there. right up there is medical. Medical. Because unless you or somebody that lives like your next door neighbor or somebody else in your house is an ER doc, an emergency room doctor, or a trauma surgeon, or something like that, odds are you have a weakness in the medical area. I have a weakness in the medical area. I am pretty proficient in a lot of things medically from my military service. But I am in no means an emergency room or a trauma surgeon, doctor, anything like that. So stockpiling medical supplies is very important. Even, I will say, things and equipment that you don't know how to use. Get them. Because when everything falls apart, gathering people, stuff like that, you might have a doctor or somebody that knows how to use those kind of things join your group. We don't know what the situation will be. But you don't mess with those things unless you are qualified, trained, and know how to properly use them and are willing to accept the risks of what you do harming somebody else, causing more harm. That's important. We don't need to be playing doctor here. But yes, stockpiling medical supplies as much as you possibly can. One thing I will mention specifically is rolled gauze, compressed gauze, sterile gauze, all the gauze. Buy all of it. How much gauze do you need? All of it. Why? Because if you have ever had some kind of large injury or traumatic event where you had to do long-term care on a traumatic injury, a wound, like a really, really bad cut, a gunshot wound, anything like that, you will go through way more gauze than you think you will. And I'm speaking in generality, I could be wrong, maybe you have enough gauze, but I bet if you really look at it, you probably don't have enough gauze to even treat one severe injury over the course that it will be needed to be changed out, all the dressings swapped and stuff like that. So that's vitally important. Along with that is some other things, cleaning the wounds, the betadine, iodine, the non-shellfish stuff. That's what I buy. I buy the stuff that's non-shellfish based. Why? Because some people have shellfish allergies. Not allergy, the other word. But anyway, you don't know necessarily everybody you're treating and what their allergies are and stuff like that. So just get the non-shellfish based stuff so that you don't cause them more harm, like I said. It's very important to do the best we can right now with what we have. Make prepping a priority. Get the things you can, but more important, like I mentioned, is the knowledge. Where are water sources near you? That's knowledge. Medical, how to use all that stuff. That's knowledge. Food will only last so long, so you need to replenish it, right? So then you got to garden, hunt, fish, trap, snare, all that kind of stuff. That's skills. That's knowledge. It always comes back to skills and knowledge. I recommend, I'm not telling you what to do. You have free will. God gave it to you. Exercise it in a positive manner. Learn to garden. Learn to hunt, fish, trap, snare, all that stuff. Foraging. Now, I'm not advocating for people to be all bushcrafty and going out there in the woods by themselves and living off the land, because that's not long-term sustainable. I don't feel it is, because the animals will diminish. The supply will run out. Wild edibles, same kind of thing. So probably they'll last longer, but you'll have a hard time getting protein. And if you live near water, like I live close to the Puget Sound, it'll take a decent amount of time for the ocean to run out of fish, if you know what I mean. But they're just backup plans. Actually, not backup plans, they're supplemental plans to supplement your food storage. The food you grow, the food you can hunt, trap, fish, and snare. And the wild edibles that you can go out and forage for. So I highly recommend you growing your own food and learning all these skill sets so that you can have them all as part of your tool bag so that you have the highest chance possible of surviving what is coming. Stay strong, Be positive. Keep your heads up. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.